topic: is Dak Prescott an elite quarterback?
No. Next question. No, I'm just kidding. So, Dak Prescott to me is a great leader, but not an elite quarterback. And what I mean by that is he has leadership capabilities to be able to, bring a team together. He's going to be the face of your franchise. He does well in front of the camera, in front of the mics. But as far as just ability, I don't think he's elite. He puts up really great numbers against really bad defenses or in game time situations where it's like the prevent offenses and where like the game is already, out of hand. So it's just about grabbing, stats at that point. But if you look at the type of talent that he's been surrounded with in Dallas his whole career, to never really have any real success in the play going into the playoffs, to be kind of like a 500 quarterback for all that time with the weapons he has to throw to, with the running backs he has, with the talent he has all on that offense. To me, you can't be elite and not be somebody that's a perennial playoff contender, Super Bowl contender, and that's just not him. So to me, no, he's not elite at all.
Yep, I'm gonna agree with what Sunil here again and say that that Dak Prescott is not an elite quarterback. He's very good. I just don't think he's at that elite level. We know that I put him. He's ahead of Jimmy Garoppolo, obviously, but there's a lot of similarities. Like what I wanted to say when I was going to say that he would be elite was that look at how well Dallas was with him compared to without him. But then at the same time, you say the same thing about the 49ers. And I just don't, with him, we haven't seen it progress into the playoffs. We haven't really seen him play at that kind of a high level in the playoffs. And once he gets to that point, then that's when we can start having him maybe in that conversation as being an elite quarterback.
Well, you know what they say, once is a fluke, twice is a coincidence. This is twice now, Sunil, and 3 times is a trend. Let's not get to number 3. But no, Dak is not an elite quarterback.
What are you doing, Jesse?
Thank you, Amin.
Dak is not an elite quarterback. There's probably, off the top of my head, 5 guys that are elite in this league to me. And I don't have Dak in my top 10. Dak is a very good quarterback. I wouldn't mind having Dak on my team, leading my team. To Sunil's point, he is a great leader. But as far as an elite quarterback, no, he's not there. Definitely not.
Yeah, to me, he's not an elite quarterback. And I think he's just outside of that tier of being elite. I think like Jesse perfectly mentioned, there's a tier of about 6-7 guys to me who I think are at the top of the top, and every single year they're either close to the playoffs or dragging their teams into the playoffs despite what the rest of the roster looks around them, and no matter who their coach is. And to me, Dak isn't that type of guy. He's not that type of guy to where I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, every single year his team is going to win 9-8 games, no question. To me, I think the floor of elite guys is about that Russell Wilson level. And, look at him. He's never had a below 500 season. So with Dak, you guys nailed it. The leadership stuff is great, right? But physically, he just can't do some of the stuff that the guys like the Rodgers, the Mahomes, the Allens of the world do. And because of that, I can't quite put him in that elite tier.
Yep, I gotta agree with all you guys. Dak Prescott is not elite. The man has an elite running back, and people say that Ezekiel is a top 10 running back, at least a top 10 running back. He has Amari Cooper. He has Michael Gallup, and this year has CeeDee Lamb. I understand he got injured this year. But Dak Prescott can't do nothing in the playoffs. He makes it maybe to the divisional, and he loses in the divisional. And with all the talent around him, especially in that offense, and he still can at least make it to the NFC Championship game. And they sneak into the playoffs every year. Either the Eagles sneak into the playoffs or the Cowboys sneak into the playoffs. And like you said, Ben, I don't know if they're gonna. I'm not confident as a Cowboys fan that Dak Prescott and the Cowboys are gonna win 9-10 games in the regular season. I'm not confident in that. And as much talent as Dak has around him, he should be doing as good, or even better than Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson does way better with less. So Dak Prescott isn't an elite quarterback in my opinion. If Russell Wilson can do more with the garbage O-line, with Chris Carson, who isn't a bad running back, he's underrated running back, but with Russell Wilson has a horrible offensive line, and he still puts up better numbers, and he plays like an MVP caliber player the first half of the season. where Dak can't even do that, and Dak has all the weapons around him. Dak Prescott is an elite quarterback. He can't do stuff like Mahomes and Rodgers, and even Russell Wilson can. He can't, and he has more talent around him than Russell Wilson, but he still can't. He doesn't play as good as those guys. So Dak Prescott is an elite quarterback.